channel. My channel. My content. My channel. My content. My channel. My content.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody.
I'm first going to go to, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to be on top of shit today.
Okay.
Welcome to my channel.
Wow.
Mutations, creations, my channel, my content. Myself, Billy, and my man Craig, BashCoder. We are here for an hour and a half or so, and going to go to my chat. Amazing chat. I'm going to go all the way to the end. And, of course, Paul with the cap locks, loud and clear, all good. There we go. So now that that's all taken care of, formalities are done. Number one. Number two. Number one. Of course, Mr. Capbox. Paul, Sarah from Serpents, my fellow Canadian, says, hey, all, happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I did. It was busy. How about you? You have a great weekend?
It was a good weekend.
Good.
Yep.
You seem a little bit more rejuvenated a little.
I am a little bit.
Which is
Yes.
good. Yeah. Number two, we got Nicholas Breedlove, B3 Morphs, Carolina reporting in. And look at this. Poop and Snoots. What's up, Brian?
Hey, man.
You must be recouping and recovering fast, man. You're top three, baby. Hope all is well. Says good evening. And close but no cigar, my man John from BlackRock. What's up, Billy,
How's
Craig,
it going, John?
and chat? Is this a question? I have a bunch of females building and absolutely slamming food. Then about 6 of them stopped eating between 20 and 25, praying they keep building. Wow, 6 of them. So they could, I mean, that's one thing that I've noticed. I go, I feed, I keep pairing anytime after 11 mils, and you see them go up. And then, you know, next time around, you ultrasound, it's like they hardly moved. What's going on? They're locking, they're eating, like, come on. And then I've even had some that were over 30 mil that I put the black tag on. And, you know, time goes by, you know, you start opening those tubs like on a daily basis. Oh, we got eggs. Like, nope. And then this one should be going. And you look at it, it's like, I don't think she's gravid. And, or technically, they're not gravid until they ovulate.
Yeah.
But on my system, once they're over 30, I stop feeding and I stop pairing, okay? 30 millimeters or 3 centimeters. So then usually, you know, 2-3 weeks later, they ovulate and then they continue on and they'll drop either eggs or slugs, but they will drop something if the ovulation is there. I've had it where, okay, you know, they should be ovulating any time and you just keep going. And, you know, I got so much on the go. You're looking, I'm like, I don't think she's not, you know, because when you start looking at tubs, you know that they're big and then they start tenting and the scale separation. It's like, come on, lady, you need to let those go because you're going to explode. Like,
yeah.
And when you open it up, it's like, nah, this one, I don't think so. So the other day on Thursday, when Austin was here, we did all the yellows to see if they are now, and yellow, what that means is they're being paired and they're building follicles and they're over 11 mil. So I'm like, you know what? Here's a few that, you know, have been black for a long time. And they don't look gravid. And sure enough, we put them on and reabsorbed. So, but if they are reabsorbing, I would continue to ultrasound or pair again back in about a couple of months because they should start rebuilding again. Pure Python passions in the house.
How's
my man
going?
Mike, how you doing?
Hey, Mike.
Phil, what's up, bro? Blue wave tonight. Yep. I hope everyone voted. Polls open till 9:30. I went with Cleo. I had to drive all the way to Oakville this morning, about half an hour away to vote. But I went in and voted this morning. Got that done. So Go blue. Nick says, what's up, Billy and Craig? Hope you guys have been good.
Hey, Nick.
I'm glad I can finally catch an episode. I'm glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Lucky's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go blue. Speaking of blue, I'm wearing blue. I might as well get this out of the way. So I'm wearing blue to rep blue, conservative. No PP, Pierre.
There you go.
This is Abe's Exotic Reptiles.
Awesome.
Jason Abram.
Fire baby.
Brittany. Fire baby.
She's in the chat.
Courtney's in the house. David's here. Oops, let's try this again, mouse. There we go. David's in the house. We got Kristen. Happy Monday, all. 319's first. What's up, everyone? Ray and Charles. What's up? What's up? What's up? Casey's in the house. Another fellow Canadian, Constricting Creations. The cheerleader, Sophia. Monday Fun Day. Who else we got kicking in here? Will's Hella Heat. What's going on? The Pie Man, Dwight.
What's up, Dwight?
Oh, this guy. How you doing? Jason from Parkside. How you doing, my man? Hope all is well. Texas Made Morphs in the house. What's up, y'all? I've been missing the live last few weeks, but always catch it with the replay gang. Awesome.
Appreciate that.
South Bay Serpents, Ryan's in the house. ERS, my man Eric, how you doing? This is going to be a great week. I believe so too, for many reasons. There's so many. You know, my Leafs play game 5 tomorrow. We're up 3-1. So if we win tomorrow, my Leafs move on to the next round, which is be awesome. Lots of cool things, exciting things happening around here. Exotic World of Geckos in the house.
What's up, Tommy?
Solar Xanos Balls, how you doing? Sphere. There you go. Oh, there she is. Nice shirt, Craig. Bitten by Geckos, Sweden in the house. Adrian's here. We got Robinson Exotic Reptiles here. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. My man Jason's in the house. How you doing?
Hey, man.
Says the same thing. Hit that like button. James Be More Exotics. What's up, Billy and Craig? Hello, everyone in chat. Hope everyone has a good start to the week. 75% slacking. Chad, Hyperspace. How you doing, man? There he is, Mofo Man. Hope all is well, bud.
Good to see you, Ken.
Genetic Fusion in the house. Finally able to catch a show again. Well, I hope we don't disappoint. We might not. We got my man Jeff in the house.
Hey, Jeff.
Brittany says, just got done cleaning rats and listened to the genetic canvas on Passed Out with Billy. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that was what? Not last week, 2 weeks ago? Or was it last week? I don't know. I
missed it.
Yeah, but no, it was hopefully I did. I mean, pastel is one of those genes. It doesn't go great with everything, but it's a must in some things. And you know, I try to give it some sort of love in different aspects and
initially called Pastel Jaguar.
Pastel.
Jaguar. Yeah, Pastel Jaguar. That's what it was originally called.
Pastel Jungle.
Jungle. Oh, that's right. Not Jaguar.
Yeah, Jaguar's another gene that's out there floating around.
People are PJ.
Pastel Jungle. Wise guys in the house. Crystal. That means Gerald should be close, or maybe later on in the chat. If not, say hi to him for me. Happy election day. Polls closed in Newfoundland and Labrador. Results should start coming in. Oh, yeah. Dambala in the house. Marcus and Tiffany. Oh yeah, saw Metallica on Saturday. A lot of sad Leafs, But I mean, I'm happy. I would rather them come home and win it here. So we're up 3-1. Next, we just need to win one of the next 3 games. I'm confident.
I saw Metallica at Bonnaroo once. They were pretty great.
Yeah, a lot of my friends and people I know went to Metallica. GG's Serpents, what's going on? Listening in while we head to the hub for drop-off of customer snakes. Awesome. So here we go. So we're already caught up, which is good. I am going to throw up. I can take this banner away. I can put up this one here and put up this one here. Give the shout out to HUSBANDRY.PRO. And so few things. So I don't know how this is going to go, but
All right.
yeah.
Bring it on.
So I saw a few things. So let me see if I can bring it up. So I saw this. Share screen. And window. Hold on. Window. Entire screen.
Tab
Oh,
would be best if you're doing on the web. Or is this
also
email?
share tab audio. So I got to open them up. So it's on my desktop. So I got to open the stupid things up.
Yep.
So there's one, right? Let's do this. So I can do this one. I'll do one at a time so it doesn't screw up.
Okay.
So if I do this, and
maybe Ken asks, are we getting a rant? Maybe. We'll see here. I know what he's going to talk about.
Yeah. So here we are. Ready? Share screen. Here we go. So I saw this the other day. You guys can all see that. You see that, Craig?
Yep.
So unfortunately, I can't get the actual picture, but Renaissance Snakes put this up. And so let me just go to the actual account. So Renaissance Snakes, Python prints. So I'm looking at his profile right now. So he put up something, and obviously he says here, this is a great thing. I'm beyond happy this happened. This is one of 2 people I have given tips to, authorities about due to meeting them and being more than disgusted by the way they've kept and treat animals. This guy has multiple bad reviews on Morph Market for mites and other issues, and somehow his bad reviews just fucking disappear. Right? They just keep going away. And he remains on Morph Market. Well, now, hey, and he tags Morph Market. Why don't you stop being so green in your business and check this person and what they say and what people say in reviews just a little more? We need more people to step up and advocate for the animals we love. Do I actually have to say something? Or do I have to actually say something here? But if you look at it, if you go to it, okay, let me just, okay. So apparently this guy.
I know.
Yeah, if you want to, it's on his. So if you go to Renaissance Snakes, give him a follow. But the ASPCA has taken custody of approximately 500 mice and 126 snakes, pending the outcome of the snake. Okay. And it's he's 36, was charged and arrested. That keeps going. Hold on. He was charged and arrested with 5 misdemeanor counts of failure to provide proper sustenance. So, and this isn't one. I have another one too I want to talk about. But, I know it's not really Morph Market's job to like, they're not sending, the reptile police to everybody's house or facility to make sure, we're keeping these animals. I mean, I get it. It's a big platform, thousands, hundreds of thousands, I don't know, millions of hits and people going to this. It is the #1 source for all reptiles. But if I leave a review that's negative, why is it being removed? I don't understand. I mean, maybe there's more, but here's somebody that says he's had bad reviews and they keep going away and he's still selling. And then now, the police show up, which is their job, right? Animal cruelty or, they're and they seized 126 snakes and 500 animals and charged them with 5 misdemeanor felonies. And why is he allowed to sell? Especially if people, it's like eBay. If you have a bunch of bad reviews, they shut you down in a certain period of time. And if not, it stays there. So that way, me as a consumer, I want to go and it's like, you know what? This guy, half the people say he's good. Half the people say he's garbage. I'd rather spend my money somewhere else. It's like it's a system that buyers and sellers should have. And if I leave a negative review, I guess I would imagine the buyer can leave a negative review too, but they should both be there. Right. And then I don't know. Oh, there's Python Prince says, hey, talking about you. So this person had multiple really bad reviews, and then they were gone, and I couldn't understand why. I know they say don't bash, but the truth is the truth. Yeah, and I get that, right? And it's just, if I have a problem and I leave a negative review, some people do it right away, and I get it. Some people, I've seen it in auctions. Oh, I don't want to pay the price, or this and that. Next thing you know, they give the seller, they bid. They're not paying for it, and they'll give the seller a negative for no reason. It's like, what the fuck did I do? I'm trying to sell a snake. You didn't buy it, But I still think you should be able to retaliate. Like, hey, everybody, he left me a negative review. If you want to message me and see the transcripts or what happened and why he left me a negative, he's in the wrong. I'm not really sure how to handle it, but if this guy just got arrested, it has to be, and his animals taken. It wasn't a good situation.
So, Python Prince, did you go to his facility and see the animals?
But I think more of this should happen. I really do.
Well, more of something needs to happen for sure.
And I don't think Morph Market should be the person to police everybody. I mean, they try to and do what's good. Like, I get it, but why are they removing, Morph Market negative reviews?
So there's a legal theory that needs to be tested with what's called Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. And what the Communications Decency Act is, it says for people who have internet services like Morph Market, and they allow comments to be posted and reviews, that Morph Market is some of this stuff could be construed as Morph Market being protected from liability from Section 230. Okay. They wouldn't qualify as a common carrier. So what's adjacent to the common carrier thing? Well, common carrier was, AT&T, someone did a crime over the phone. Right. And AT&T can't be held liable. But that's a different doctrine. The Section 230 says that Morph Market is not liable for that. However, there's a legal theory that says if they're participating in the content, then they are liable for what they don't do and what they do. In other words, if they're taking down reviews, if they're editing, then they're liable for all of it. good and bad. They're liable for everything that a customer posts because they're an active agent in the publishing. The whole point of Section 230 is I'm an internet company. I'm not a publisher. Okay. And so the question of, and I know we're going to get into more stuff later, the question of Morph Market deleting bad reviews, they're walking a line where they're trying to avoid liability from the sellers, saying, why are you letting these happen? These are bogus. I'm being swatted basically by bad reviews, by people who just hate me. They're leaving bad reviews and they're not real. And so they have to do that, but they also can be held liable if they take down bad reviews and then people
I mean,
then get
I
hurt.
don't know how it works. And like, you know, when you are the biggest of anything and you're trying, like, there's so much that, like, I don't know if there's an answer. I don't know why they took it down. Maybe they had reasons to, or maybe it was worked out between the buyer and the seller. I really don't know. But it's like, man, you know, if somebody leaves a bad review, you can go back and on eBay. That's what I used to do, because I used to sell quite a bit on eBay. I was doing over $1 million in sales a month with, you know, back in the day with sports cards and memorabilia and stuff like that. So if somebody left me a bad review, you can click on it and they could see my review and I could go and rebut it or have my rebuttal, right? Hey, you know what? This guy says this, here's that. Here's a screenshot of the transaction. So, you know, it's like you'd be the judge, right? And usually they would call and say, hey, okay, I'll take back my shitty, I'll take down my shitty one if you take mine down, because, you know, normally when they go, oh, this guy's, you know, shitty, he's bad, and then you've got like proof, they're like, oh shit, yeah, hey, can you please take mine down, the negative, and then I'll take your negative down? And you'd try to do something like that.
So what Will is saying in chat is that the customers can actually delete the bad reviews by deleting the ad, and it apparently deletes all the reviews associated with it, which
wow
is crazy.
Yeah,
that would need to be verified. Morph Market's got to answer if that's
not
case.
Cool, because that's just basically like everyone I screw over, I just delete the ad and I'm still good. Like,
yep.
I just sold 10 snakes that were wrong genetic, wrong sex. They were all ill. Oh, all these negative reviews, just delete the ads and all that shit's gone away. I mean, yeah, no, I get it. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, you know, Morph Market can't police everybody. They've got thousands of users and posts, and they can't. It's impossible. But if you're going to have a rating or a place where you can leave comments or reviews, they can't be altered. Like, or, you know, I guess maybe in some cases, but I mean, with this Mite thing, I don't get it. But, you know, this guy was charged. I'm glad, because, you know what I mean? There's too many people doing this, and they have, like, this guy's 126 animals, and you know, anybody that has 126 snakes or animals, it's a lot of fucking work, and mice and stuff. So, you know, obviously he's not putting the time in, or he's got too much, or he just doesn't give a shit. I don't know, but it's not good for the animals. It's not good for customers. It's not good for the industry, the look. It's not good at all. And if we're putting up negative comments against people that deserve it, they should fucking stay there, you know, because that's how a new person could go and find it and look at the reviews. It's like, oh, this guy's got mites. There's like 4 people that say this guy's got mites. You know what? I'm going to go somewhere else because I don't want to be the 5th, you know? I don't know what recourse can be done or something. Oh, yeah, so Tyson. So, yeah, so that's not good. Bad reviews come with factual responsibility. Anyone can be accountable for what they say. It should be attached to the seller, not the ad. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'm a software developer, and typically you you would associate, if you were to build an association, you would say a review belongs to an ad, and that's probably what they did. And then when you destroy the ad, it either destroys the review or unlinks the review from the ad, and the review sits out there orphaned and can't be attached to anything. Hopefully they didn't set up their database dependencies like that, but it should be attached to both the ad and the user is how I would do it. But
so
interesting.
Yeah, so here's another that that I've got, and Scott and Jordan from Genetic Genesis, they're on vacation. But they're into boas and a bunch of different animals and ball pythons, and they're expanding into some other stuff as well. And they're not really into the boa game; they're into the ball python game. So when they see stuff and it's like, even in the ball python game, I've been in it for 25 plus years. Maybe getting close to 30. I don't know fucking everybody out there, and that's my realm. Never mind boas or other types of species. I have no idea. I just see an animal, I do it, and I would just hope people are doing things proper. But they bought. Hold on, share screen. They bought a snake. Is it this one here? Let me see. So it's not this one. Let me delete this one. Let me delete it. Let me find the right one. I should have labeled them properly. But at any rate, of course, I deleted one like a moron. Let's see if this is it. Oh, so anyways. So they got an animal. I believe it was a boa. They got a boa in. It came in rather small, covered in mites. I don't have the pic. I was trying to look for it, but they sent me a pic. I mean, they're crawling in the bags, and they weren't nymphs. They were like full-grown mites. Like, these things were fucking black as black, and they were big, and there was not like a couple. So there's no fucking way. If you put a snake in a bag and there's that many mites of that size in the bag, there's no fucking way that person who sold that snake doesn't know they have mites, unless they are literally blind. There's no way, because if they're that size from a snake, and they probably washed it down or did what it's, prevent a mite or whatever before their facility must be crawling with the shit. So at any rate, they're, he was upset because, he put up a negative comment, because they were trying to work it out where, hey, he says, I'll give you an extra $100. And Scott's like, guys, I had to go buy an extra fucking rack, and it's going to cost me, it's going to cost me several $100s, because I got to treat it. I got to get, I'm not, I have a quarantine rack for my ball pythons, but not for boas. So fuck, now I got to do this. And he had to go spend some money and all this other stuff. And I guess, Morph Market said that, because I guess he put in that, that clause, I guess, that Morph Market has, hey, we'll buyer protection. And it's like they said, I want to clarify that we're not disputing the effect of mites can have. Our goal here is to relay our default store policy, so that we understand where we stand. You understand where we stand, and and we cannot and cannot mediate. As mentioned earlier, mites alone do not fall under the substantially sick or injured definition in our default store policy. Okay, so they're going to send it off for IBD, because mites can transfer viruses, because they're going in and sucking blood from the animal, and then they can go into another one and bite and transfer disease that way. So now Scott and Jordan are sending this off now, and they're going to be out almost $1,000, right? You know, especially if they have to euthanize the snake if it comes back positive, right? Mm-hmm. But hey, mites are not dangerous, right? I mean, it's pretty shitty. But then again, too, it's like apparently they wanted to just, hey, why don't you just take the $100? You know, because I guess they tried to mediate. They're like, hey, man, I'm trying to give this guy $100. And Scott's like, you know, I want 200. That's rock bottom besides me going out.
At least cover the $100 IBD test and what else? What's the other 100?
The rack that he had to buy emergency off of, you know, from somebody just so that he could have a quarantine, right?
Well, that's more than $200 already. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what else? Let me just see. So is it this one here? Or is it this one here? Let me try this one. So yeah, just basically regarding the virus. So any buyer who wishes to have guarantees based on animal virus testing should have discussed this with the seller prior to purchase. Agreement should always be in writing. This is a complex topic which can put either party at risk. The seller risk and seller policies will vary. A very popular testing options are Fish Head and Research Association Lab, RAL and Fish Head, right? So, I mean, at least Morph Market is trying to I mean, it's a really weird position, but they're also doing the thing where they want to, you know, why don't you just take the $100 and take your bad review off? Why? Why take the bad review off? You sold me a fucking snake with mites. Everybody should fucking know you sold me a snake with mites. And it wasn't like, like out of the bag immediately, fucking mites crawling over the bag.
It's like not like I got it a month later and playing Who's Your Daddy.
Shit. Oh, man. Yeah. Like, oh, my God. I mean, I didn't know. You fucking know you got mites. There's no way you're going to put a snake and have 7, 8, 9 full adult mites in a bag. And you know that motherfucker put that animal and probably soaked it 30 minutes beforehand and probably sprayed it with fucking whatever before. It's like, oh, hope they die before they get there.
I doubt that. I think if he'd have sprayed it with anything, they'd at least not show up until 2 weeks later, but still.
Or whatever, you know, but there's no way you have mites and don't fucking know it. Especially adults, not, you know, like, come on now.
Yeah.
And I think that's the worst part is I don't think Morph Market should police it. But if I'm going to leave a fucking review because someone fucked me over or has a bad, you know, like this other person got arrested, 5 felony charges.
So Scott and Jordan say that the review was deleted, right?
Did they? I think
he said the rating was still there, but I don't know if there's a difference between a rating and a review in this context. You know.
So yeah, so it says, it says Morph Market wanted me to take his offer of $100 and give him a good review, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, good for you. So ridiculous. Like, you know. And then it's like seller keeps blaming it on getting bags that already have mites in them. This is new. Oh, wow. Cool.
Those are bag mites.
Bag mites. Cool. I mean,
there's only 2 places mites come from: Southeast Asia and another snake.
Bag mites. It's a new breed. See, they've adopted like, well, fuck, you know, hair mites or lice, and there's wood mites, you know, and then there's rat mites and snake mites. Well, fuck, we might as well get into the bag game, right? Let's get into the bag game. So now there's bag mites, you know? Wow.
Mites are not going to go looking to get into the people who sell bags don't also sell snakes, typically, for one thing, you know?
Yeah. And then here's the thing. He says, it wasn't even a bag. It was a pillowcase. That's not a bag that came from your house. You have the mites. Yeah. And it was adult mites, not nymphs. They would not be engorged adults if they were in a bag without an animal or a food source. You know, you're talking to guys that are in biology and certified
veterinarian.
Vet. They know their shit. And that's the thing. It's frustrating because I don't think Morph Market has an awesome platform. They can't be sitting there and watching who's doing what, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? If I put a bad review in because I got mites, it should fucking stay there. And if Buddy wants to say, "Oh, hey, you know what? And obviously, I keep getting bags with mites. Oh, so you just admitted that there's more than fucking one. The problem is you, keeper. It's not the bags. Yeah, bag mites. What the fuck? The problem is I keep getting bags with mites. No, you have snake with mites, and you're not fucking. Wow, it's ridiculous. But Morph Market has a platform that people rely on, and if somebody puts a fucking bad review up, especially one that's warranted, it should fucking stay there. That's just my opinion. And if you're going to back stuff and do favors for friends, cool. Well, when authorities come, how's that going to make you look? Maybe he would have been shut down earlier if people aren't buying sick animals from him, because
there's two rules in life. First, never break up with a songwriter. Okay. Because they'll write songs about you and they'll be hit. Second, don't sell sick animals to a vet. That's just stupid.
Yeah, but anyways. Gotta love that being eaten by parasites is considered a healthy state by Morph Market. Yeah, mites are dangerous, 100%, right? Let's see. Wise guys, been good, taking care of mom, putting the work in. Anna from Flat Mountain says, excited to get my snake. And my husband didn't kill me for getting her. You probably didn't tell him what you paid. So good move. Good move.
Excellent plan.
Oh, so you know what the funniest thing, speaking about, this, what Anna said, maybe she did tell him, maybe, most of the time it's like, oh yeah, no, it wasn't much. I saw a picture on somebody's table, and it said, animals. How did it word? But at some point in the wording, it says, you can also pay a $50 fee, and I will write the receipt for exactly what you want me to for the dollar amount that you want it to say, so you can show your other half. So you buy a snake, and then for $50, they can write a receipt for whatever you want it to say. So you go buy a $5,000 snake, and they can give you a receipt for $50. Wow, what did you pay? It was $50. Look. Oh, okay. It's $5,000. But I saw they had it like on a sign on their table, and I'm like, this is awesome. For $50, we will write a receipt for whatever you want the value of the snake to be, so your other half can see it. Like, pretty smart.
That's
good
hilarious.
Advertising. But
or they can adjust it up, and then you can cheat on your taxes.
Yeah. Eric says, if you washed it, we'd be dead. Yeah, and that's the thing. At least the adults, right? The nymphs or the eggs, I get that. But, I mean, I wish I had the pic. Maybe I'll get them to send it, and I'll post it. But they were fucking all over, And it's not like people are trying to sabotage people. Oh, I got a bunch of, mites laying around in my reptile facility that I can just take and throw in a bag and, try to screw somebody over, oh, hey, I don't like this guy. I want to save some money and give him a bad review. Go grab me some mites so I can throw in the bag quick. Like, that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So it just sucks because if like with Renaissance, they put up like, hey man, like, all these people are putting all these negative reviews up and they keep going away. And now this guy fucking gets arrested, and good. He should be arrested. You know, it's animal abuse, animal cruelty. Like, you know, if you can't handle 500 mice and 126 snakes, you know, and they're being compromised, you shouldn't have that fucking many. If you can't afford it, you can't afford, like, it's not good. But if people are getting, they can just call, oh, they did this, and okay, we'll wipe it clean. We wipe it clean. Like, what's out there that we don't fucking know, right? I mean, it's scary.
Yeah, the reviews have to stay, but you do have people who write bad reviews because they're butthurt about something and
100%.
not because of the animal.
But then you can also go and have a rebuttal against that,
reply.
saying, okay, hey, guess what?
Like on eBay.
You know what? Here's a copy of the conversation. You know what? You're lying. Or, you know, hey, you're the one that backed out. You're the one that took, like, I get that, right? What kind of jerk knowingly sends out? Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. There's no way that person did not know they didn't have mites.
They might be completely incompetent. You know, there's a saying that says never ascribe to malice what could also be ascribed to complete incompetence, and they might be just a complete incompetent breeder. You know.
What's up, Pete? Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean, it just sort of fell into you know, like, I don't go looking for drama, right? I mean, right. Scott and Jordan messaged me, you know, I mean, I'm one of their mentors, and you know, we're part of the Patreon, and you know, we talk quite a bit, and they're coming up next month, and they've already been up last year, and you know. It's like, hey, man, what would you do? And I'm like, dude, that's not cool. I mean, yeah, like, fuck that. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this guy, you know, he should have, like, they weren't asking. They were saying, hey, listen, you know, I had to buy a rack for 100, and it's going to take me $100 to get the meds and everything else to deal with this. I'll be, no, I'm only paying 100. What the fuck? Like, you fucked me over. You put me out of pocket. You sold me a shitty animal. Well, hopefully the animal, you know, is healthy, but, you know, animal that had mites, I'm out. I got you're threatening my fucking collection, and yet you want to negotiate here? Like, you know what? Hey, here's 200 for your trouble. You know, that's how you take care of a customer, because, you know, wow.
100%.
And guess what? Like, you know, I mean, I don't have that person's name, right? But I mean, I probably will ask, you know, Jordan and Scott, hey, can I get that fucking person's name? And I'll blast them, because guess what? You sold them fucking mites. You sold them a snake with mites. There's no fucking question about it.
Right.
You know, and if you do that, and you do other people, and you even said, oh, apparently, you know, the mites come in the bags that I get. Well, so you've really almost admitted that this has happened more than once. Mites, and especially full adult mites, okay, don't come from fucking bags, you know, and they only live, what, 14 days, 16, 17 days, and then they die. Yeah,
but they have a chance to make a lot of babies in that same
100%. But they're not going to be engorged in that size if they don't have a host to suck it off of.
David said in chat that if he did it once, he probably did it many times, and that's true.
And that's the problem, is if these negatives keep getting taken away, like Renaissance said, you know, Python Prince said, hey, this other guy had so many things and they keep going away. He's going to keep doing it. Well, guess what? Now we can't keep doing it because authorities stepped in and arrested the fucking asshole. You know, it's crazy, you know? I mean, like, and that's the thing too, right? When you're building a business and you're doing that, you're going to have to take a loss once in a while, especially if something happens, you know, and people like, oh, this guy's cheaper. Yeah, but when something fucking happens, he's going to tell you to go fuck yourself. You know, a bigger breeder or somebody that cares about their reputation, you know, has merch, keeps getting out there in the community, goes to expos. They don't want to lose their first. They should be loving and caring their animals and giving them the best care in the world, because that's what's representing you. You know what I mean? So you're going and doing this, you know, big breeders. Oh yeah. Well, there's more time and money and effort put into what we do. And plus, if you buy and you pay more, we're going to sit there and work with you. But if you're an up and comer, yeah, you know what? It might suck that you got, I got to pay $200. Well, guess what? Be a better breeder and you won't be in this situation. But for him to get thrown under the bus and be flamed because of $100 of a mistake that you fucking made, and you have mites,
Right.
it's unacceptable.
Right.
It's fucking unacceptable.
100%.
And stop buying animals because of price. Buy because you saw them at a show. They took their time. You looked at their animals. They're involved in the community. Like, you want to support those type of people. But to save $100, I'll take my chance. You need to support the good people. There's tons of them. There's so many new breeders that are fucking up and coming that are going to be household names in 5 fucking years. You know why? Because they care about their animals. They care about their fucking name. They care about their customers, and they want to do better.
Everybody, a good breeder would say, look, every one of my animals is in quarantine right now, so I'm pausing all my ads. And a good breeder wouldn't be out there actively trying to sell while they know they have a mite infestation. Everybody gets mites at one point or the other. Everybody will get mites at one point or the other in this hobby. You're gonna make a mistake, and you're gonna not quarantine an animal, and you're gonna take in an animal, and you're gonna trust its origin, and it's just gonna happen. But if you do get mites, you need to pause your sales and quarantine your whole collection, just like you do. And someone else made the point in chat. We'll see it here in a minute, I'm sure, but that the process of eradicating mites is a very big process
and long.
It's you have to, you toss out all your substrate. You go to paper. You treat everybody for mites with your treatment of choice. And then you do it again at least a week later, and then a week later, and sometimes another week later, because you have to catch all the babies all the eggs that were being hatched.
That laid. Yeah.
That's right. So you've got 2 weeks, but then you have to go offset by another 2 weeks. So you have to go at least a month treating your whole collection if you get mites. This is why some people have very, very strict rules about who they let in their facility,
So I'm actually looking. I'm probably going to start a new business, new company, and I'm looking for some people. Maybe I'll do. You guys will get first crack.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do a GoFundMe, but we'll do it from here. It's called No Mites Bags. No bags with no mites.
Right.
And I can sell them to all the people that have mites or that don't have mites, and then when they put their snake in, they'll never. The mites will just, or you buy bags that kill the mites in transit. So no. Let's just keep everybody accountable and keep their animals fucking healthy and deal with what you got to do, and don't sell shitty, sick, parasitic animals to people. Maybe that'll work.
First thing to look for to see if you have mites is if your snakes are hanging out in the water dish.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is a lot of mine do. Before they go into the ovulation or the shed.
Yeah, so they scare
I'm like, oh my
you.
God, right. I got thousands, right? And then I go and open up, like, especially my adult room, I got like 500-600 breeder females, and you open them up, it's like, oh, shit's in the water dish. Okay, she's gravid. Like, you know what I mean? You see the black, and it's like,
yeah.
But it still freaks you out once in a while when you see your snake, oh, she's in deep shed. Oh, she's also, okay, this is like, okay, it's good. But it still freaks you out.
They do migrate too. So they can go, a certain distance a day, and they can migrate from one thing to another, one rack to another. But what they don't do is go into your back room and look for bags. That's not what happens.
They're going for warm-blooded or
cold-blooded. They know what they're going for,
yeah,
and they know how to find snakes. It's sort of key to their, just like snakes know to drown them. Snakes instinctively know how to cure themselves.
And rat mites don't go to snakes, and they're not harmful, and vice versa. So there's wood mites and stuff like that. So There's a lot of different things, but
Yep.
they're not coming from a bag, man. So Pure Python Passion says if they would put as much effort into proper care than excuses, they wouldn't have mites. 100%. You know, and it's just like, you know, I mean, here's somebody that's constantly having negative, you know, mites or sick animals and neglected, blah, 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 and unhappy transactions, and they're being wiped away. Or, you know, maybe that's a flaw. Maybe Morph Market doesn't know they're being wiped away, because if someone deletes their system or deletes that ad, so does the review. It should be tagged to the person, because here's a person just got arrested. You know what I mean? Animals confiscated. There's something definitely wrong there. That wasn't just like, a couple mites. Like, they're not coming to confiscate your animals because you have mites. You know, they'll tell you how to treat it. There was definitely a lot more going on at that guy's facility or his basement or his house or his garage or whatever, than mites. Like, you know, for them to confiscate them all, something's wrong. You know, because if that was the case, when you go and you do have mites and you go to a vet or you go to someone and like, hey, I have mites. Oh, nope, stay where you are. I'm calling the authorities. You're going to, you know, they help you and they guide you to teach you how to get rid of it and what could be the cause and what to look out for. And they help you treat it. So for them to confiscate all those animals, there was something much more going on. But why is all these reviews gone? Like, they've got to stick. Eric says, please keep learning. Never expect people to know everything, but would love an opportunity to learn and teach as often as we can. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Brian says, just like most things, reviews can't be trusted. The good ones are mostly fake, and the bad ones can be petitioned for removal, even on Google and Yelp. Yeah, so
Amazon has a huge problem with fake reviews. Yep.
wow. I bought 7 this weekend. Thought the wifey was going to trip, but she didn't.
Nice.
So 7 times 50 is 300. That was good $350 purchase.
No, the $50 is just to get that's extra. You still have to buy the animal, and then you pay $50 extra.
That extra $50 extra. Yeah. I don't know. Is it $50? I wonder if it was $50
or $50 minimum,
or $50 just for the invoice.
Yeah.
So
that's good work if you can get it.
319 Reptiles. Being quiet about bad breeders has to stop. When this happens to a new a new reptile keeper, they see us as trash and stop keeping reptiles. Yeah, I mean, mistakes will happen. I get it. You know, it's just we need to do better. If there's a problem, deal with it, fix it, learn from it, understand why it happened, and so it doesn't happen again. And once you get it, then you can bounce back. You know, like I don't get it. It's just and then of course, if this person has a click, you know, then you all get ganged up on, and like that's why everything you do, transactions need to be in writing. You know, use Morph Market for the transactions. Use this, use that. So let's see. Oh, there you go. The pick is on the tier chat. So let me just see something.
Top 2 tiers chat.
So, oh, nope. Almost screwed that up. Open up a new tab, Billy. I don't even have my Instagram on here. Oh, well, like, it is what it is. But yeah, and it wasn't like there was just one. There was definitely not cool. So Will's Hella Heat says, my buddy got a bell on auction. Oh, a white snake. Yeah. There you go. And it had mites all over the bag and snake. I also picked up snakes that day, and we went on the road together, made him put it in the bed of the truck with the hardcover. Yeah, man, it's it's funny because these things are preventable, but you've got to spend the time and the money and know what to do and how to do it. And it's like, wow, oh, I'm going to sell shitty snakes. That's okay, because they'll deal with it because they all got quarantines. No, you should have one and not make sure that your animals go out. They're good. So oh, so here you go. Hey guys, I picked up a lightning pie just before Christmas from a couple in Peterborough after a week or so discovered mites. Thank God for breeders, content creators on YouTube for the guidance. Sorry to hear that. But, it's definitely something that you see more and more. And we only see and hear probably 20, 30% of what's actually out there.
In the ball python world, Ozzy's got a great video on how to treat and prevent it. The boa file has one about boas. Specifically, he breeds boas in large cages, and he's got a separate video about it. There's a lot of good resources about mites. So mites actually can kill hatchlings. And if they get out of control, they can kill any snake. But and that's not even with any transmission of IBD or other diseases. But they can so weaken a snake that it dies.
Yeah, like so here's the pillowcase. Oops. So you can't really see, but shit. What a shitty thing. You know what? Let me just try to do this. Yeah, it is enough of it. I mean, I'm getting sick of already looking at mites, and it's just it is frustrating.
It's very frustrating. And honestly, the seller could have first admitted they have mites, or said, "Thanks for letting me know. We'll take care of it."
Yeah. See, that's a good thing. Or we haven't brought up.
Or the other thing they could have done is just add another $100 to the thing,
So here's the thing, like that's a good thing, Craig. Amazing. I'm glad you brought that up. I sell a snake and someone gets it in a bag and says, "Hey Billy, I got mites." I'm like, "What? Send me pictures." Holy fuck.
How would you respond?
First thing I'm doing is I'm like, "Holy shit, I'm fucking terrified looking at my collection."
That's
not
right.
like, "Well, fuck you, I'm not selling you another $100. I'm more worried about my goddamn collection than your one snake."
That's right.
But I am still worried about your one snake and my dealings with you. You know what I mean? Not like, "Oh, well, I'm not paying any more." Dude, I'm more terrified. Like, "Hey, I'll give you $400. I'm too busy. Leave me alone. I gotta go deal with my own collection." Like, holy shit. Like, I want to be I want to be told if that happens, because whoa, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, if you didn't know, that's the response you should get. "Hey, thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna go check now," because it could save you a lot more headache in the future. And once they spread huge, good luck getting rid of them, because it's like you need to catch it quick.
Absolutely. And usually you'll find a ground zero tub, where it's not hard to figure out where it started.
That was from the Patreon.
Oh, cool.
We talked on the Friday, the Q&A, and I'm like, you got to go and check out the MC Academy. Check out how to get into recessives on a budget, and also how to get into a breeding project properly, 1 and 2.
Recessives on a budget is known as the Breeder 123 video.
No,
right?
No,
Isn't that it?
That's how to get into a project, a breeding project properly.
Oh, that's the second one. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad it helped, Jeff. That's good. So I don't want to say until I, you know, like the first guy was called out because, I mean, he was arrested, you know. I mean, if you want, go follow Renaissance Reptiles, and he's posted it, but the guy's name and his, wow, but it's just craziness, right? But like I'm not really here trying to bash people. I'm just trying to like, how is this happening? How are people getting negative reviews for fucking unhealthy animals and they're just going away? And then, you know, one guy, you know, goes away. People keep buying from him because there's nothing to stop them. And now this guy, like, you know, a few months later gets arrested and all of his animals seized. Hopefully they can, you know, get the animals back healthy. I don't know what situation is in, but I mean, if people are, it's just not cool. You know, we need to do better, and it's not good for our industry. You know, oh, another guy with snakes, you know, misabusing their animals. What the fuck? Like, it's almost like once a fucking week it's happening. Like, not cool. Like, hey, you know what? What's the best way to have all these rights ripped away? Have people in our industry that are abusing fucking animals on a daily basis. Great job, guys. You know, we all lose because of fucking pieces of shit. It's not cool. You know? Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Good to see you, Josh.
There you go, Jeremy. Look at that. You might be overly upset, but you know what? You can't be too careful, right? I mean, I guess, yeah, there is you know, a little too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like going in with a toothbrush under every scale, every snake every day. Like, come on, dude, that's a little too much. But yeah, you know, you got to be there and do what you got to do, right? Prevent this stuff.
The great thing about Ozzy's videos is it talks about what I'm sure Scott and Jordan did, which is he is how to handle a snake that you get from the outside that might have mites. And so I'm sure Jordan Scott did all that. But it's a good video to watch because he talks about what he does with the enclosure, and he talks about the quarantine process, and he just assumes which everyone should do, is to assume every snake has mites when you get it.
Yeah. What to look out for, how to, you know, and it's just something that, hey, if you don't, you're going to wish you did. Like once you get them, and they're just pains in the ass. Thank you, Marco Polo. Hit that like for Billy and Craig's Monday trash awareness. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really trying to trash them. I'm just trying to, like, if you can come and be a shitty breeder and have mites and sell them and not have healthy animals and just ship them and screw other people over, and people leave you a review and you can just delete it, what's stopping me? Why should I put in the extra money and all the extra care and all that? You know, I'm selling them anyways. Well, I don't give a fuck about my reputation. All I want's the money. We're going to keep fucking... You think might spread? This will spread because there's going to be so many people in here that aren't accountable, can do whatever the fuck they want because they care about money, and they'll put all the shitty animals put the money in their pocket, give you the shitty animals, and you're taking care of them. And then you put a bad review and it goes away, and they do it again and again and again. You know, that's why even here in Canada, shit, you can go and have a, you know, do something really awful. They arrest you. 3 hours later, you're on the street doing it again. And true story, 40 people, I'm pretty sure it's 6,000. 40 people in Vancouver in the last month. So we have this thing called catch and release here in Canada. Mm-hmm. So 40 criminals have 6,000 charges in a month.
Frequent flyers.
Yeah, they go in, they get out at lunch, do something else. They get caught by fucking dinner time. They're out by fucking 12. They fucking, you know, they do it again. They're doing it. These 40 fucking criminals have like 6,000 charges in a month. What the fuck? Guess what? I do something, get caught, and I walk on the street. I'm going to do it again. if they get caught, there's no fucking reprimand. So why stop? You know, and the state of this country where everybody's so broke and the food and the housing, like, holy shit, like you got to do it. I mean, shit, if it keeps going that bad and fucking liberals get in, and I mean, holy shit, I'm going to start becoming a good career criminal, in and out. Hey guys, I might be back by 6 or 7. Depends what time they let me out. I'm going to go steal a car, make some extra money. You know what I mean? There's a couple of cool snakes on Morph Market I want to get. I don't fucking know. Like that's how crazy it is. If there's no penalty, what's going to make you stop? You know, what's going to make other people come in and actually give a shit? Because they're in it for the money. They don't care about the animals. They don't care about you as a customer. So, thank you, Creative Genetics. Appreciate y'all.
Super Chad.
Super Chad. So, well, at least, you know, your
Thanks for the
boxers are
visual.
mite free.
Well,
yeah, but at least he has, you know, mite free boxers.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, you know what, whatever you do to have those, you know, mite free boxer briefs, maybe we should put those in the bags too. You know, there you go. Just saying, right? Oh my God.
Something else I do is that I try to leave the. I don't carry snakes around to all the other tables. I leave them with the owner and they mark it sold. And then I come and get them at the very end when I leave. So I'm not just carrying snakes all around to all the other tables that I see.
So Mid-South Rodents, hello back. So crazy. Welcome to Canada. If that happens with the chicken thieves, imagine what the big guys can do. I live deep enough in the woods that they would be caught and never released. You know, Keenan's in the house. What's up? But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy that, you know, and like I said, I don't think Morph Market should be, what is it?
Boxer mites.
Yeah. So snake mites is one thing. Boxer mites,
That's
whole
another
different story.
whole different story.
Whole different story.
Yeah.
So we got rat mites, we got wood mites, we got snake mites, we got hair mites or lice, and now we got boxer mites, aka known as Jesus fucking Brian. Ah, shit. But yeah. No, I just think that it's like, you know, if that's the flaw where I sell an animal and the negative response goes towards the animal or the ad, not the seller, once that ad is removed or deleted, so is the fucking linked review. Not good. I think there's a flaw, you know, and it's like, and I understand Morph Market tried to negotiate this, right? Like, you know, why did Jordan and Scott leave a negative review? Because they got a bad experience. And yes, the guy said, hey, I'll give you $100. It's like, okay, but I'm still out 100. You know, I'll be happy with 200. Guess what? That is your job to, you know what I mean? Like, hey.
Problem is nobody's Morph Market seller agreement is going to address, if you get a snake from me with mites, this was what's going to happen. So do things. It's unrealistic to say everything has to be done in writing, because that's not going to be in anyone's. No one's going to say, by the way, if I sell you and you get mites, I'm going to give you $200. No, everyone's just going to fake, hey, you gave me mites, where's my 200? You know, it's like,
yeah, you can't win.
You can't win, and it's not something you can agree to in writing. And so so that's, it's not only Morph Market says it's not in their default store policy. Well, it's not in anybody's store policy.
you know, yeah, it's something where, like, you know, we just got to do better at keeping these animals and learning but there's people out there that are hoarding these animals and not giving them the time and the care, and it's not good. It's not good at all. So, you know, and even with rodents, like, you know, my rodents are probably, I think I spend more time in the rodents keeping those, you know, because that's what feeds the snakes. And it's like, you know, you start neglecting those, then your snakes are getting like, it's just, you know, you got to keep everything at a high standard. And then especially customers, you can't just sit there and know that you have, there's no fucking way that you don't know you have mites. But yeah, you're gonna sell an animal, put it in a bag and ship it to somebody. That's just fucking shitty of you. It really is. So I just hope some of these things, you know, and that's the thing. That's all I found in 2 weeks. I mean, in the last week, since last week, that just happened. I just came across and I saw, you know, Renaissance. And oh, what's this? Holy shit. And like charge. And I looked and I'm like, wow. And then especially when he said, hey, you know, I can't believe that, you know, where did all the bad reviews go? Like, why are these guys, you know, well, at least now this guy's fucked. And, you know, the animals are in a better situation and this won't happen again. But why are those being erased? And then, you know, they're trying to erase this one here because the seller wants to give him $100. Okay, but that's not, even if they said, hey, guess what? Give him 200. No, I don't want it. Like, this guy needs to fucking work. You know, oh, let's just make everybody happy. Okay, but the animals are still fucking infected with mites. Where is the animals protection? Because they're still like, why don't they fucking say, hey guys, until you fucking, you know, this is the first or second or third, until you do this, you cannot sell animals on our platform. You got a 2-month fucking wait. Deal with your fucking mite issue. And next time, if you don't, and somebody else complains that you have mites, now you got a 6-month waiting list. 3 strikes, you're out. You have a year. There's got to be something to make people, you know. So hey, you know, give him $100, and you know, and then you know, you take the negative away. He'll give you $200, you know, and then you take the negative review away. Bottom line is, he still has fucking mites in his collection that he's selling to people. That's got to stop, you know, and I don't know how to fix it. I mean, you know, and I don't think Morph Market should be the one having to police it. But if someone's leaving a review, whether it's a positive, not a positive one, but a true one, or just a spiteful one, there's got to be a way to, like, you know, I don't know. It's crazy.
Got a couple questions.
Here's a question. Random question from Exotic A1 Pets. What's the longest you have ever waited after a prelay shed for the pearly whites? 73 days is the longest I've heard. My longest is 54, 56.
I don't know mine.
Eric's says 41's the longest I've recorded. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's funny. Did he have a green check?
May the Force be with you. Just left the movies with my son. 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, these re-releases are going to be beating the new releases at the box office.
So awesome. Well, I'm going to put this up. You know, it's that time, hour and a half. We've already like, you know, time flies.
Yep.
You know, when you're shitting on assholes or whatever you want to call it. Like, oh, I think I kept it good in check. I mean, I didn't, you know, I mean, it angers, but it's like, you know, we need to find sort of a solution. I don't get it, but you know, but it just sucks because regardless of, you know, money being transferred, negative review taken off, where's the checkup on the animals that, or the guy who has mites, you know, like, because if you have mites, you know, and I don't know, I can't speak for Morph Market, but, you know, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad, but you sell an animal with mites, guess what? Like you got 30-day term. You can't sell. You're going to be like banned for 30 days. And then, you know what? We need to see some sort of solution that you're trying to fix the mite problem with, or like, I don't know, because then, but then that's another thing that they're like, oh shit, now they got to babysit people and do checkups. Like, yeah, I mean, we just need to do better, man. We really just need to do better. These animals fucking, you know, and it sucks because, you know, animals get abused, children get abused, you know, it's just like, fuck, you know, it's crazy, you know.
You know what I do? I have I recently had Josh Mantooth over from MCBR just to kind of criticize my husbandry and see what things are not on point, you know. And I recommend it to people because they'll see things that you're missing, and they'll you know, it was a good exercise. You know, I'd rather have it be him than the SPCA come and see, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like, hey, here's an idea. Hey, you know, your humidity's a little low. Hey, this is a couple options. Like just pointing stuff up that can make you do better, right? And that's the thing. It's like, I have people over here all the time. If I had mites or sick animals all over the place, there's no fucking way I would have somebody come in and expose them. And you know, if my animals have a problem, guess what? I'll deal with my own. Stay away. I'm not going to sell them. I'll deal with my stuff. The last thing I want to do is bring someone over, see the shitty condition that they're in with, you know, whatever's going on, and then sell animals to have more people and can fucking contaminate other people's. Like, that's the thing. If you have a problem, shut the fucking doors. You know, it's like,
that's right.
You know,
creative. Like, I think the odds are pretty low for that to happen in a FedEx, you know, airplane. First, the number of snakes per plane would have to be pretty high. You know, there's just a lot of factors that don't add up to that. And there's like 2 holes in a box or 4 holes in a box. You know, I don't think it's very likely to have box to box transmission in transit.
Yeah. Now here's the thing too. Even this way. Okay.
The math is not. Yeah.
If I'm even this wouldn't work because so say for example, I ship an animal to these people, they hold it for 3-4 weeks. They can't have any other animals come in for 3-4 weeks either.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it can't happen because during that 3-4 weeks, say it's like, and that's why these people that do this quarantine, oh, I've had my animal in quarantine for 5 months. But you just bought a bunch of animals in last month. Oh, yeah, well, they still got 5 months to go. Well, so does your fucking ones that, like, you can't have one at 5 months, bring something new, and then a month later they have to start all over. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to bring something in, and if it's 4 months, everything stays for 4 months. Nothing goes in or nothing goes out. Then you put them in. If everything's good, you bring another shipment in for 3 to 4 months, and that's it. You can't keep bringing animals in every other week because then everything's got to start all over.
Yep.
That's to do it properly, right? So it would look like who's funding that? You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fucking have my facility, have awesome people with me, take care of my fucking animals, not sell shitty fucking animals to fucking make money and screw other people over. That's what I do to a never. And here's the thing. I sell 500-600 snakes a year all over the world. And I've been doing it for fucking 20 years. You know, I've had people, Craig's been over. I've had people, like I have people over and they spend hours here. hey, look at this, look at that. I don't say, oh, you can't go into this room. Like, fuck, go nuts. Like, fuck. So, take care of your shit. Give these animals what they need and care for them. And people will see that in the quality and the health of your animals. And that's what you need to do. No way people get comfortable and careless, especially the ones on their way out. The ones on their way out, they just fuck, and they don't give a shit about reputation because they're gone. They're leaving, right? So MCBR, hey, Josh, you gave me a shout out a while back and I was new. I thought MCBR was Mutation Creation Billy Rose. So there you go. Shout out to Josh, man. MCBR, not Mutation Creation Billy Rose.
Mantooth captive bred reptiles.
Bred reptiles. Mantooth. But anyways, guys,
Kind of infested with swag.
Ah, shit. Jason, you're hilarious. Whatever happened to your tank top clan that used to be on very first lives, all wearing tank tops? Did we ever? I don't know. I mean, maybe
I don't remember that.
I mean, huh?
I don't remember that.
I don't know. I might have. We might have. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's going back a ways.
That's I wouldn't do that. I mean, that's why I'm not on TikTok. I look terrible in a tank top.
Oh my God. But anyways, we're gonna do the outro, and everyone have an amazing week. What else? Anything new and exciting coming up? I mean, hope your NHL teams that you're rooting for, are doing well. I know so far I'm happy with the Leafs, 3-1 win, up 3 games to 1. Game tomorrow night here at home. And besides that, I just want, we should hear sometime tonight how the election went. And that's about it. But everybody keep doing what you're doing. And let's do this.
My channel, my content, I'm the man with the Morse. Billy Rose in the house, breaking down those doors. Mutation, creation, making waves, that's the norm. With the snakes in my hand, feel the power transform. Yo, it's Billy Rose. Let me tell you the tale. From the heart of Canada, where the pythons prevail. Got the rack stack high, morphs that'll make you smile. From club to ultra mouse, I'm running this reptile now. Started from the bottom, now collections elite. Feeding ASF, every snake gets a treat with the community tight. I'm the breeder you seek. Mutation, creation, every day of the week. Social media buzzing, see the followers grow. On YouTube, Instagram, watch a Billy Rose show. The hacks into the giants, got the genetics on lock. In the reptile game, I'm the TikTok of the clock. Channel my content, I'm the man with the Morse. Billy Rose in the house, breaking down those doors. Mutation, creation, making waves, that's the norm. With the snakes in my hand, feel the power transform. Gold scissors in hand, cutting clutches with flair. Reppin' Toronto, Canada, I'm rare. Team Ultra.
Cutting clutches. Love it. Gold scissors in hand. Oh, I got some pretty cool stuff being laid and hatching out. It's coming.
Sounds like it.
It's coming. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy. Be good.